Please welcome the 2025 Juno Awards Lifetime Achievement honoree, Anne Murray.
Canada's National Arts Centre has supported countless Canadian performing artists from the beginning of their careers to the international stage, including tonight's honoree, who's receiving her 26th Juno Award.
Thank you so much. And thank you to CARAS for this. I'm deeply honored. The Junos have not only been instrumental in launching the careers of many great Canadian artists, but also creating a bona fide Canadian music industry. So thank you. When I look back, it seems clear that singing never felt like a choice for me. I had to do it. It was as natural as breathing. As a 15-year-old, every Saturday morning for 2 years, I got on a bus for an hour and a half to go from Spring Hill, Nova Scotia, to Tatamagouche to take singing lessons from Karen Mills. I was being trained classically, and I sang Italian arias and French and German art songs. It was not exactly my cup of tea, but like most teenagers at that time, I was more interested in rock and roll. But it seems that I was willing to do anything to get better and to learn. I sang with groups of girls and got to sing harmonies, which I loved. And I learned so much about enunciation and how and where to breathe in a song, and I'm not sure anybody cares that much about that anymore. I was always finding ways to sing, but I never ever thought of doing it for a living. But then things just started to happen, and I felt this push behind me, so I let it happen. I became a regular on CBC network television show called Sing Along Jubilee that was seen across the country. It just seemed that the stars were aligned in Halifax, Nova Scotia. On that show, I met my future husband, Bill Langstroth, Brian Ahern, who produced my first 10 albums, and a wonderful songwriter by the name of Gene McClellan, who handed me a song called Snowbird. I was on my way. Somehow, I was also blessed with a unique sounding voice that was very recognizable on radio, and I always sang in tune, even without auto-tune. Before I knew it, I was singing with the likes of Glenn Campbell, Perry Como, Johnny Cash, Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, and many more. That part was fun, but I soon found out just how demanding the life was going to be, and how many things I had to do that I didn't want to do, like the talk shows, the publicity shots, the constant traveling. Those first few years in Las Vegas, doing 2 shows a night, that was tough going. But the worst part was leaving my family behind. And I have so many people to thank, so many without whom I couldn't possibly have done it. Some of them, unfortunately, are no longer with us. But specifically, I want to thank my parents, my family, Bill Langstroth, and Leonard Rambo, who had such faith in me. Bruce Allen, who virtually revitalized my career. and some wonderful producers, most notably Brian Ahern, Jim Ed Norman, and Tommy West, and my loyal fans, but most of all my kids, who thankfully, miraculously, are still talking to me after all of my absences from their lives. So, and if you'll permit me, just one more thing. Because the majority of my work was in the US, I was pressured very early in my career to move to New York or Los Angeles, and I just couldn't do it. I knew instinctively that I needed a place to go to escape when my work was done. Canada was my safe haven, my safety blanket, my light at the end of the tunnel, and it still is. Thank you very much.